So the next one I'm going to grab up here is going to be a Salix purpurea, which I probably butchered that as well. I'm just going to take it, mush, pop it, maybe. Yep, there we go. Okay, I didn't think that these ones had that many roots, but it sure looks full of roots. And again, this was a heavy, had the same heavy watering. I'm guessing it must have just been a different soil in this one as well. So we're just going to take this and work our way down here. Alright, then we're going to work our way out from the bottom. And if the camera happens to overheat again, I'm going to be potting this one up into this. That way it's got a bigger pot, because I believe this may be 2, so that I can split them up a little bit further. But we'll find out as we get in here a little bit more what exactly is really going on here. Well, that didn't take long at all. It is definitely 2, and they both have some fairly decent radial roots going. It's making me reconsider a lot of things here. Reconsider complete. I'm going to be potting these separately. So at the bottom of these, I'm going to just put a nice little layer of lava rock. Alrighty, let's work the rest of this one out here. See what my root system's looking like. Okay, so this one is a slightly lighter root system than the other one. So now we're going to work this soil a little bit, mix it with that little bit that came out of the other one. Try to grab some of the bigger chunks, throw them down towards the bottom. Fill this little guy with soil here. Alrighty, that was too much soil. So now I'm going to take and place my roots and everything down in here. My hand's in your way so you can't see what I'm doing. Oop. So I'm going to go around here and get everything filled in. Come back, make sure the soil's going around the roots all the way. Right. I'm going to ask you to give me 1 minute while I go grab some more wire. Okay, so I grabbed some more wire, and what I'm going to do here is just put a little hole in through here. Grab this wire, run it up and through. I'm going to take it around, but not too tight. Then I'm going to poke another hole right there. Take the wire down. Bring that back on itself here. And bring this one back on itself right here. Then I'm going to come in and nip. Come back through on this side. A little poke there. Straight across. That was a big poke. we're just going to take this up and around. Same loop I just did with the other one, only now I just did it beforehand, taking it around here, under, down through the hole, pull it, around, under, over. And now we are good and locked in, so we're just going to throw, for this one we're just going to throw some water on here. Alright, so this one is complete. Now it's time for this next one here. Alrighty. So this time I'm just going to poke my holes before we start because I already know I'm going to have to wire it in. Either know I'm going to wire it in, or I know I'm going to have a bunch of roots growing out all throughout the trunk. So now we've got this little guy. We will take, I'm going to throw down the wire now. And I try to reuse my wire as much as possible because I don't like to waste things if I don't have to. Sorry, I know my hand is in the way. I'm just trying to get this one wrapped up and around. Okay, so now we've got that one in. So now that that one's in, we'll take and begin to work the soil. And we're just going to work that down into the root system here. And I know it looks really chunky on the top, but trust me, the thinner stuff is working its way down and into it, and the bigger stuff I can just pop off. Alrighty. So let's just work this down in some more. And if you can tell by looking at these that I'm like way off on one of these names, please let me know. I do my best to figure it out, but sometimes it's hard to figure out exactly what everything is. And well, I kind of cheat when I'm doing it anyway, because I use an app to, basically I take a picture of the leaves and try to match it up as closely as possible is what I try and do. Sorry, my hand's in the way. It'll be out of your way soon. I'm just trying to get this wire pulled through here. This one I'm going to try to grow a little bit straighter for now. So I'm just going to add some water now. So now we've got this little one done as well. So far, we finished the two Schefflera arboricolas, and then we had the surprise two Salix purpurea when I thought it was just one of them. So now we're going to move on to the next one here, which is now this one I'm really unsure about. This was really hard for the leaves, and I believe it is a Myrtus communis, which is this little guy right here, I believe. If I'm wrong, please let me know. Okay, so that one's root system is way more than what I was expecting. So let's try to follow it and see exactly where we're going here. And this one, so this one's got big roots, but this one definitely held a lot more moisture in. We're just going to work our way down and around. So I know I said we weren't going to do any root trimming, but we may have to on this one. These are a lot bigger than what I was expecting to run into today. Especially with no root growing out of the bottom of the pot, I was like, okay, they're probably just going to have teeny tiny little roots in here. It's not looking that way for this one now. So let's get a little bit of a look here to try and see what. Okay, so we had another overheating moment. I'm just going to come in here real quick and wire this little guy down. Apparently, it's way too warm to be out here trying to do anything today, is what I'm getting from this. I'm just going to take and twist my wire. So with this little guy, I already worked the soil into the roots. And I ended up setting it on top of a rock inside here because the roots are not really running out the way I would like them to. So I put them on top of a rock since they're dropping into more of like a Y, well, an upside down Y pattern. But I guess that's the fun part about this. We can only do what the trees want us to. I guess I could have gone through and worked on the roots more, but I chose to let the roots decide what they wanted to do. I probably also could have had a much shorter wire right here, but I wanted to make sure I used exactly what I needed. And this one I'm only going to run one wire through, so I'm just going to take that wire, drop it down in. I'm going to come back in and rework just a little bit, just in case I disturbed anything. And then we're just going to mound up just a little bit because there's some roots that are going to be exposed in there. And then I'm going to put a little bit of moss around the upper section of the trunk. And this is literally moss I pull off stones by my house, so if I'm not using a good moss, you can let me know that too. Let's just throw some water on here now. Alright, so that finishes up what I believe is to be a Myrtus communis. So now we have our last little guy here, which I believe is a Sarissa japonica. We're just gonna squish the sides again. Oh, okay. Let me try and get through this one quick because this looks like we're gonna have to prune up some of the roots here. I know I say quick, but we all saw how long it took me to repot one desert rose. That took quite some time as well. So we're just gonna get down inside here, begin to split things off a little bit. It's got some nice white roots. Let's flip it over and try and get some of this to open up a little bit down here. Alright, I'm not sure what kind of soil they used in this one, but I can tell you as I'm opening it up, it stinks. Maybe it's just this one has way more fertilizer than any of the other ones did. Alright, so these are just some tiny little fibrous roots, which is awesome. Let's trim this down in here. Trim it down. We're cleaning out, we're not trimming anything. So let's just keep working out to get in through here. Alright, so I'm just going to try and untwist some of this by hand. This is what you missed on the Myrtus communis, was me trying to untwist roots by hand to figure out which ones were going where. So, now you know. You didn't miss much interesting. So, I don't want to trim anything down low yet because I'm going to end up taking off what looks like aerial roots up here. So once I get all this stuff off, then I can see exactly how much I'm going to end up losing before we get down to the bottom. And this isn't necessary at all. This is something I just prefer to do with this one because I can get a little twin trunk coming out of it. So that actually didn't take much off at all, in all honesty. So now we're just going to take some of these longer ones and just trim them back. This little guy's got a whole lot of roots in here. I don't want to do too much with it right now though, so going to take off these two that are sticking up. That one. Got one really thick one here. And I feel like those smaller ones are going to feed it way better than that one was, so I took that one off. Take off a little bit there, and a little bit here. I'm actually going to leave all the rest of this for now. So now, let's just pre-poke in here. And then one more over here. All I'm doing is getting a closer guesstimate on what exactly I'm grabbing up here. So for now, I'm just going to put this wire in through here, twist it out, around, lock that down into place. I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this one because I'm pretty sure I thought I saw spider mites, but it looks like it's just spiders. That's intriguing. All right. So again, for down at the base, just gonna drop some chunky lava rock. Gonna grab some of my chunky bonsai soil here. Then I'm just gonna reuse some of the soil that was already in. Just drop that down in there. Kind of bring it to a cone in the middle so we can at least begin to train these roots. I mean, that's always the hope, right? That we can train it to do what we want. I do actually want to leave more of this trunk exposed than what was there. And then for right now, I am going to end up just running the wire and locking it in place. If I can figure out where I put the hole at. Alright, so now I have the trunk where I want it at. We're going to just grab up a little bit more of this thinner soil here because we are going to need it. And then we do have to really work this in because I left a lot of thin roots. We're going to put some more because it is disappearing rather well. Alright, so that's about it for that one. Just going to grab a little bit of mulch again to just put right around the base of it. Give it a little skirt. Just a little one. Alright, let's add a little bit of water here. That was just out of control. What was I doing? Okay, so now I dumped such a heavy stream when I first put it in there that I ended up washing a lot of the fine right out of the roots. So now I need to get this stuff worked back in here. Alright, so of course it overheated again, but this is the last one, so this is what we've got here. And this is the finished up Sarissa japonica. So as of right now, I'm letting all of these just grow and just going with it. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell notification if you want to be notified about any future videos. Thank you.